Yo, this is a video response contest entry to Foolmoon1973's On the Road to 250 Subscribers contest. Now, this was one of those things, on the road to 250, so he's trying to get to 250. Well, he's already hit 250 before the contest even came close to ending. But I'm still going to get in there. The contest goes on. Maybe he'll get to 300, maybe not, who knows, but he at least met his goal. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't get in on this. I'll put a link to his channel down below. Pay him a visit, see if you like it, maybe get in on the contest. It runs to the end of July. All he wants is a video response, essentially, with 5 movies that I was late to the party on, or 5 movies I wish I had seen earlier type thing. And I'm going to do a little bit different on this because I couldn't come up with 5 movies I was late to the party on. A lot of the stuff that I would pick for this I still haven't seen. So we're going to start off with the movies of Jess Franco. Now, I've mentioned this before, whether it be in 31 Days of Horror or in my pickup videos, that I'm late to the boat on most of the Jess Franco stuff. I have a bunch of it now, not a lot of it. I still got to pick up a lot more, but I still haven't watched most of it. And of course, Jess Franco being what he was when I was younger and when I saw most of my movies growing up, yeah, Jess Franco wasn't exactly something that, young me was going to be watching. Now, I was actually introduced to Jess Franco in university because I had a couple of friends who were big into Jess Franco stuff, and our library did have quite an extensive catalog of Jess Franco films, but I never watched any of them. I never even went with my friends and stuff. I actually, at that point, you can understand why I would think this. At that point, I thought it was pretty much porn, right? Like just one step away from porn, be it softcore or be it, whatever. So I didn't really get to appreciate it, and I didn't really want to sit down with my friends at the time and really be watching that type of a film. That changed later on when we actually had a porn club, but that's another story for another video. But yeah, so films like 1973's Erotic Rites of Frankenstein, or 71's Lesbian Vampire, or 77's Love Camp. I may have seen that one. I can't remember if I have. And 71, She Killed in Ecstasy, plus any of the, 200 some odd dang films this dude has done. Yeah, I never really, I never watched them, and now I'm kind of playing catch up, and because I want to include them in the 31 Days of Horror because I haven't seen them, I'm really falling behind. Well, it's not like he's making a billion movies these days, right? So it's not that I'm falling behind, it's just I got a lot to catch up on. Next up in the same vein, and these things I probably could have seen when I was younger, but I mean, one was, in the 70s, how many video stores were carrying movies that were essentially foreign films, unless they were like Oscar nominated type things or award winnings, were hard to find in a lot of video stores. And I know our mainstream ones here in the area didn't really carry any Santo movies. Yes, now this is, I did know a little bit about Santo from reading in Fangoria's, but I didn't read Fangoria a lot when I was growing up. It wasn't until I read some in high school and some in university. That's where I read the most of my Fangoria. So that's where I kind of learned about it. But again, availability wasn't that. I could have gone into downtown Toronto and found Santo movies. They definitely probably would have had it at a few places downtown, but I really wasn't just going to make that journey, so I never got around to seeing Santo. But I'm pretty sure that any of the Santo movies, I mean, any of the ones that are even on this release here, Santo and the Wax Museum, Santo and the Vengeance of the Mummy, any of these type of things, I probably would have enjoyed growing up, right? Like watching the Universal Monster movies or stuff, like it just would have been probably along my lines, because I think that really is where Santo pulls from, right? It's his kind of take on the whole Universal monster craze. And so, yeah, I still have not seen any Santo movies. I've seen clips and trailers, and I probably have had Santo movies playing on televisions in the background when I've been at a bar or something like that. But, yeah. Santo movies. How can... it's one of those things where, you know, if you're really a fan of the genre of horror, you really got to give them, you know, especially if you're a new horror fan, maybe Santo's not your thing, but if you're a fan of classic horror, then you should probably give Santo a shot if you've never done it. And I've never even seen them. So that's a recommendation from somebody who's never even watched the movies. Right? Next up is... I'm just going to put a broad blanket over this and put it the Ilsa movies. Now, I heard of Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS, when I was late high school, maybe university. But I never saw the film until after, was it maybe last year university or maybe after university slightly. But I don't think I've seen any of the sequels. So I'm pretty sure I've seen Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS from 1975, but I don't think I've seen Ilsa, Harem Keeper of the Oil Sheiks from 76, and Ilsa, the Wicked Warden from 77. But again, this was one of those, it's one of those films, right, where, and this one's more, it's not because it's a great film, but it's one of those films where I kind of, because of the notoriety behind it, I kind of wish I had seen it earlier. I wish I had maybe seen it, I don't know if it was really something I really needed to see in high school, but definitely something I wish I had seen like by first year university. You know, the fact that I had heard it and people would talk about it and be like, oh, have you seen Ilsa? And I'd be like, honestly, no. And it's funny because I think the first place I ever... No, the second time I had heard about it, I had seen trailers, but the second time I had actually seen the movie... well, I guess it's the first time I had seen the movie where somebody was playing the movie itself, was when I was at a bar, and it was a goth bar. And yeah, they were playing it, and I was like, right off the bat, I knew it, right? Like the imagery, the iconography of Ilsa. I knew right off the bat that it was an Ilsa movie, and I was like, I just needed to kind of figure out by watching a little bit which one it was. And of course, obviously, it was the first Ilsa movie because that was the most popular one. But you know, I wasn't gonna. I could have sat there and watched it without any of the sound, listening to like dark rave or, you know, goth rock or whatever the heck was playing at the time. But I chose not to. Every once in a while I'd peek over and be like, oh yeah, okay, I really got to watch that movie. And then, yeah, so I definitely saw that one after university, because I'm pretty sure that happened maybe late university, and then it wasn't until after that I managed to check it. And you know what, to be honest with you, I don't remember how I saw it. I know I did watch it, but I don't remember how. I don't know if it was a friend had it and I borrowed it, or we saw it at a friend's place, or I saw it somewhere else, or I went to a screening, or because I don't own it. I don't own any of the Ilsa stuff yet. I kept wanting to buy it on DVD, I remember that, but I don't think I ever did. But yeah, I know I saw the first film. I did not see any of the sequels. I do have some of that stuff from that particular subgenre of film, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't have any of the Ilsa movies. Moving on to number 4, and yes, I know I've mentioned a lot more than one movie in this. Number 4 is essentially French New Wave horror, that whole slew of, you know, the 2000s when French put out all these crazy horror films like Martyrs in 2008, or Frontiers in 2007, Inside, also 2007, or Shaitan from 2006, and there's, I don't know, 4 or 5 others, I think. And I still haven't seen any of them. I know. It could revoke my horror fan, you know, badge and stuff, but I know it's stuff I need to see. I know I'm gonna like it. I never get around to it. And believe it or not, I don't know how much of it I own. I think I still have to pick up a bunch. Yeah, I think I may own Shaitan. I may own Martyrs. I don't have... I avoided watching that remake, reboot, whatever the heck that came out, because I hadn't seen the original. I may have the Frontiers DVD. I think a lot of this stuff needs to be put out on Blu-ray if I'm in, you know, if I could be wrong, but I think it does. But anyways, yeah, and French New Wave horror in general. Finally, a film that I have seen that I really wish I had seen a lot earlier. It's from 1988. And my best buddy showed this to me. He had it on VHS, and we watched it. And I mean, he loves the film, and after seeing it, I love the film. That's the film Cyber Ninja. Yes, they likened it to Star Wars, is how it is, but it's not Star Wars, folks. If you like anime, and you like sci-fi and Star Wars, and you like ninjas and samurais and robots and lasers and stuff, just put it all together. That's Cyber Ninja, man. It is wild. It is crazy. It is awesome. Yeah. I can't believe I didn't see it until I was in university. It came out in 1988, and I didn't see it until I was in university. And this is a movie I should have had it on VHS. Like, it is a movie that I would have been like, you know what, instead of getting whatever movie, you know, instead of getting Star Wars, get me Cyber Ninja. Honestly, I don't own it to this day. Can you believe that? I enjoy the movie that much that I would have loved to have had it when I was a kid, but I don't own it yet. I know. What am I doing? Anyways, that should be enough to give you an idea. And yes, I know, I gotta watch more movies. And I do need to watch more movies. I'm falling way behind, man. I got thousands of movies stacked that I haven't watched, man. It's a problem when you get a family, man. I would watch 3 movies a day before. Now I got a family. I'm all lucky if I watch 3 movies a week. Such is life. Anyways, go check out, the channel. I'll put the link down below. That's Foolmoon1973. And if you want to get in on this contest, I believe it runs to the end of the month of July. So, yeah, you do it. You know what to do. Click the links. And while you're at it, why don't you, like and subscribe to this video to show that I at least know you saw it. So perhaps, when you do win, maybe you won because you saw it on my channel, and you may just, send some thanks my way, Anyways, thanks for watching. Till next video, take care. Have a good one.